Hi friends, welcome to Crypto Vulture Trading. In this video, we are going to see about the next week and upcoming days, how the market is going to perform. Let us view our update. Before entering into the video, I am asking everybody to subscribe our channel, enable the bell notification link in the description. We given our Telegram community and other social media links where you are going to get all updates. At least follow Telegram channel. You will find each and every update which cannot be covered in videos. And in the beside down that we given referral links also. Try to follow with that referral links which are non KYC. They will give you the discounts on trading fees. Let's jump into the market analysis. So initially, if we observe the weekly time frame of the BTC, you can see here from so many days BTC is moving upwards, but basically RSI is not even crossing the 70 area and it is rejecting from that point and it is sustaining from that many days. But here we need to observe one thing. Basically, it is an impulse move and it taken the correction in 2024 and one more impulse move and the correction. Now again it reached an impulse move. So whenever if you observe the impulse moves in a weekly time frame, here you can see the clear bearish divergence. Bearish divergence. And the same movement here also it is a bearish divergence. And the same thing. So if you observe that, so when we see these kind of observations, the market went for the kind of bleeding and it went into the bear market or it went for the corrections. But here majorly if you observe one thing clearly, how these correction from this pump, correction pump, impulsive pump, it is also same like that only. You can observe the difference. There is no that much difference, but it happened in around previous June, like when in the previous bearish cycle it happened in the June. But right now it happened so much early because of the Trump's issue. So every time market used to go for the bearish cycle around November and December. This time it is different, or it is just a small correction which is going to bounce from this area. Let we need to find out that. So if you see the daily time frame, there is a simple common observation. If you have the premium, or you can recognize automatically this is a double top pattern. So in this double top pattern, we can easily understand that if it loses around this 112k area, then it will fall down. But right now, we need to see that how the market is going to behave. If it stayed above this box, it can go upwards. So right now, in the 4-hour time frame, there is some observance. If you can see here, the market have a chances to retest around 112k, which is a favorable gap. So we call this as a favorable gap. There is a chance to retest the favorable gap, and in that case if it rejected around 112, there is a chance of head and shoulder pattern at that moment. Maybe the market will go for the correction. If it not loses that, then we need to consider as that this is a lower low and then this will become a lower high. So these higher low will make the market to move upwards. So in this point of view, we need to understand that right now market is not supporting any direction. If you want to take longs also, it is not a good thing. But if it rejected here, then you can take the shorts. Or if it rejected this point of time, also you can take a short trade. So right now market in indecision and it is a weekend. Monday markets, they can do the fake pumps or fake dumps. And here we need to understand one more thing. So if you take the Fibonacci retracement from previous move, you will find that right now it is around in the area of golden pocket. Sometimes it will do the retest around 114, but as of my thing, what I am believing here, it is market mostly Mondays they will suck the liquidity, they will create the FOMO in the market, and then it will start falling down from this year. So if you observe that previously also, whenever it happen like this, anyway, market in the next candle it will go upwards. Then it will suck the liquidity and come down. So maybe this is the point of time we can expect the same thing. And here also, after this great move, you will find that same again it moved a little bit and it sucked the liquidity, it came down. So why? So the wicks are, if we observe that this kind of 2 to wicks is the evidence of the market went for the correction or went for the bearish market. If we take in the monthly point of view, then we will understand that basically whenever market reaches this point of time, around 76 area, the market used to get reactant. So what I am expecting is it is not going to be a very biggest bear as of now. In case like a previous, if we observe that these kind of previous corrections, if it is this kind of small correction, then there may be a chance that market will go till 112 or it will go around 98. Then again it will start moving upwards. So further we can see the clear EMAs. So whenever around this EMA 50 EMA if start bouncing, maybe it will take some time, this EMA will come till 98, then market will take one more support there and it will start moving. So that can be happen after the dip till September and end of the September to again it will start pushing upwards. That can happen. But as of now, in a shorter time frame what we can expect, in a longer time frame what we can expect, I am telling. But the very major thing we need to understand here, if you see, if you draw a trend lines, let's take into this the steep trend line it is. So if we are missing this kind of supports around this 98 or any area, you will see a huge dump in the market. If we take like this, then we can understand. So here we should take one more support, or if we extend this line in the same manner, if we try to draw the line from here, so we can see the here also, means how we are expecting this kind of correction. It is because of this is the previous area where market has taken the bounce. So right now we are seeing one kind of area here as a support, and one area of the support is 112, and the final support that can be this around this 98k area. But if we miss the 90k area, then definitely it is going to be a very biggest bearish market in the history. So there will be a most losses. And then let's talk about the Ethereum. What's happening? Previous all-time highs almost Ethereum reached, and it never retested its previous small all-time highs, the gap, and it is also a favorable gap area. So mostly market has a chances to retest to around 4000 to 4100 area in between any point. At the same time, we need to understand if it loses that also, there is one more around 3000 to retest. But what we need to see here, very important, is right now what if Ethereum needs to continually to push upwards, it need to retest this point of price. At the same time, in a daily time frame also, if we observe, right now RSI is coming down and stochastic RSI also it's showing the selling pressure in the market. So that selling pressure shows that market need to retest this area. If because of huge dump coming from the Bitcoin can affect him. At that moment, in a short period, this will be the point of time where the market is going to decide. And here we need to talk about Ethereum or altcoins. Before that, we need to understand that USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance. Once, if we see the USDT dominance in a weekly time frame, most of the time when it reaches to 4 to 3.75 percentage area, the dominance started bouncing back. So here also it started, here also it started, and now here also it's waiting to crack. So maybe this week or the next week it is going to take its support retest and it will start bouncing. So history repeats itself. And this is a triple bottom pattern. So this triple bottom, if it breaks around 6 percentage area, then you will see the length of this triple bottom pattern, there will be a chance of 9%. That will be a bearish market. Or else if just it reaches this area and it rejects from that point, then that can be a normal correction for the BTC and altcoins. So it is an inverse relation. That's why right now we are in the FOMO. We reached to a certain level. We need to understand that because of the warning coming from USDT dominance. So at the same time, if you see in the daily time frame, right now USDT dominance in a bullish divergence. You can see it is an indirect bullish divergence. So this bullish divergence, so hidden bullish divergence can make a chance to retest till here or it can break. If it is just retesting, then BTC is not losing the 112k area. If it breaks at this point, then we may see a huge correction. But we need to understand that in that case, if it retests here, like it is testing and it is coming back, then we will see one more move towards the 126 or 130. That can be the final. After that, we will see the correction. At the same time, how the BTC can behave along with altcoins we seen with the Bitcoin, sorry, USDT dominance. But if we compare with the Bitcoin dominance, that comes under went to that very different level. Why? Because if you see the weekly time frame, Bitcoin dominance from 2022, it has stayed at one point of time from 21 to 22. After that, the dominance started peaking. So continuously from 3 years, dominance is not coming down. And now it is a deciding factor in the weekly time frame. If we lose this trend line, then only we can see a Bitcoin dominance breakdown. If it is not breaking down, then that will become a most dangerous for the altcoins and Ethereum, the main altcoin also. So most of the times it fooled us when it is going upward. Here it behaved that it is breaking down, but it's not broken. At the same time, now also it is testing like the same thing. And why there is a chance of bounce in the Bitcoin dominance, we need to see here clearly it is a bullish divergence. See here, the price is falling, RSI is increasing, clear cut of the bullish divergence is coming. So it is in a daily time frame warning. When it's in the daily time frame warning, it will behave the same how it behaved in the previous end of the year December. So that you need to understand properly. If you are not looking towards the dominance, then you will lose huge amounts in your altcoins. So whenever the money is rotating again from altcoins to Bitcoin, that causes the huge damage while it is rotating. You can observe that while it is rotating, at the same time if USDT dominance also bouncing upwards, that creates the huge dump. So let's see about the total market if you observe, the total market is also continuously peaking towards the 4 trillion. It reached to a certain level where it is in a hyper FOMO. But after reaching this level, we are seeing what will be the next candle of the week that will decide the market, how its market is going to behave. And clearly, you can see this, that the dominance has only moved, total market has only moved very little bit of this previous all-time high. But if you see the total market, basically right now it is in a inverse head and shoulder pattern. So this inverse head and shoulder also broken out, basically, if you see here. So the length of this head to the marked point we are testing now. So the head is this much, and now we are testing here. So it should reach around 1.25 trillion without Ethereum. With Ethereum, it is this chart. Without Ethereum, with excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So when you are excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, if altcoins has to perform in a good way, we need to see that the money has to rotate from the dominance. So when that will be decided, basically here it is a breakout. It is a confirmed breakout for altcoins, but still it is in indecision mode. Why? Because it is an indecision mode only because of the Bitcoin dominance. In this case, Bitcoin dominance started moving. You need to be very careful. Total market 3 in the daily time frame on excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, there is a chance of market is taking one more breath towards the down. So where the market is leading towards, it's totally depends on the weekly closes and opens. So this weekly closure will decide. If the dominance has to fall down continuously from this point of time, it is not happening, the evidence is different. So try to understand. Now comparing, initially BTC will see the more dump if the market started dumping, then try to fill up with the gap, while which money is rotating from where to where. We need to understand, because of these ETFs, money rotations are becoming so much different. Basically BTC and Ethereum at a time ETFs were approved, both are getting the money flow from there, but not rest of the altcoins are not like that. So these Bitcoin and Ethereum dominance also can manipulate the market. So don't look at that, look at only total market 3 when you are thinking about your altcoins. And one more thing here we need to see is liquidation map. When you see the liquidation map in a weekly time frame, the liquidation map reached to the very important liquidity area. This liquidity sucks continuously till 112, there is not a problem. After sucking this, it will start moving upwards. But in this section, if it loses 112, as I told you, there is much more liquidity under the side, it will start taking that liquidity. So before taking the liquidity, I told you there is a chance mostly market have to test these walls 120 or 122. There is a chance. So Monday it will start little bit sharply moves up, and then it will start falling down. The same thing happened previously also, if you observe. So when it's moving upwards little bit, altcoins will not move at the same level because of the Bitcoin dominance. So friends, you understand right now, this is not a time to entry for the market, it is time for to take the profits in the DCA form. So if you feel that our video is valuable, try to use our referral links, which is helpful for both sides. So stay tuned with Crypto Vulture Trading. Have a nice day. Signing off.